Hello everyone, what is your divine masculine feeling today? The 16th of July 2025. Well, the beautiful thing about Neptune and Uranus, I just love them both because it really stirs the crap out of you. And that is exactly what's happening to your divine masculine right now. All that visitations, all that sexual visitations, waking up in the middle of the night feeling a hug or a kiss, or just him, being so romantic. That is all true. You're not imagining it. And I just have to say that today is such a powerful day, 16 being the number of deep awakening. I love number 7 because it's about solitude, it's about grace, it's about depth. So your divine masculine basically wants to tell you this, that he's no longer okay, he's not going to be a hard teacher to you anymore, because everything he did it for the both of you. Of course, taking on the role of being the mean person, in the mean category, it is difficult, but he had to do what he had to do. If not, you wouldn't be where you are. So today is a beautiful day. If you're seeing 1616, it truly means you have ascended, or you are ascending. Secondly, if you are seeing the numbers 1111, it means that you are truly empathic and compassionate towards the world. And why is that necessary? Because the higher dimensions you go into, it's not about judgment. If something doesn't align, it doesn't align. If something aligns, it aligns. You don't go around hurting people or criticizing people or doing things to affect them or insult them. You get what I mean? So, going back to what is going on energetically, Neptune retrograde is about breaking the illusion. It is about choosing alignment over anything else. It's about looking up at your higher self and meeting your higher self where your higher self is, not dragging your higher self to the lower dimensions. So, for example, you're having a hard time at work and your divine masculine is not coming back into your life either. You don't dwell in sorrow. You just get out of that alignment and go to a better place. That's all. So, let's say, the 3D world is very harsh, very judgmental, and that's exactly what our divine masculine is training us to accept. He makes us so hard, he makes us so precious, he ensures that we are not all sensitive and all soft. He actually hardens us up. And if he doesn't do that, we can't really survive the 3D matrix. So that's why our divine masculines are the masters of the 3D architect. And we are, I wouldn't say masters, sadly, getting there in the spiritual world. So when we both meet, it's about inspiring one another to become a better version of ourselves. Am I right? But beyond that, it's about activating the third energy. And when the third energy is activated, you are only in alignment. All of the world's chatter and nonsense wouldn't matter anymore. You live in alignment according to your highest purpose. So that's what today is about. Today is truly about connecting to that aspect of your life that you have not been looking at. Your divine masculine, my divine masculine, at least I can only speak for myself, has made me who I am today. As much as no, actually, I always gave him credit. I don't know about you guys, but in my journey, I always gave credit to my divine masculine. That's why he helps me, makes these videos, right? If not, how would I even have the divine masculine perspective of what he's feeling today? A lot of what I say, from perspective, and a lot of what I channel, it's a combination of everything. So when I'm tapping into the energies of the divine masculine collective, I'm actually reading the energies as a psychic and clairvoyant and a channeler as well. So this is how I see it, right? So today I see a lot of red and blue. That is the base energy. So that is root chakra, and blue communication. So on the root level, on the Muladhara, our divine masculines are shaken up. So they want to communicate that shake because that shake is causing realignment in your path. So collectively, divine masculines are all ascending, awakening in a very, very beautiful light. They are no longer distracted by 3D issues or 3D problems anymore. It's more about fully tuning in with the present and breaking those false illusions to truth. That's why I always say wisdom is higher than truth, because truth, you can have many versions of a truth depending on perception, but wisdom can only be one. So for example, spiritual laws, when we say don't infringe into another person's freedom, is basically respecting every single person and their boundaries. So for example, this thing can even be done in a very subtle level. So for example, someone creates content and someone criticizes them. That is actually infringing into their personal freedom, because if you don't like their work, just move away. You're not in alignment with their work. Go find someone you are in alignment with. But instead of, mocking them, it's actually infringing into their personal sovereignty, breaking the very underlying spiritual law. So often, as divine feminines, and our divine masculines too, would never be in that state of hurting other people or doing anything like that. So that's the reason why when everything breaks loose, we completely fall out of alignment. That is to say, that is why so many of our divine masculines are totally speaking up for themselves. They are no longer tolerating the 3D work culture. They are no longer falling for friends telling them, hey, let's go hang out, or let's go for drinks, instead of spending quality time with the love of your life. So, and or being mocked at for choosing your priorities, or being mocked at for speaking your opinions. It's about appreciation to the world. You appreciate people for who they are. If someone doesn't align, we just move away. But unfortunately, the 3D world is all about jealousy. It's all about breaking someone's enthusiasm. But they are often NPCs, as you know it. So when we are breaking through the veil, as what's happening thanks to Neptune retrograde and and Uranus, everything is very beautiful. And the beauty of it all is that our divine masculines have done everything to help us to awaken and understand the 3D world better. If not for his love and wisdom, at least from my experience, we wouldn't have come this far. Of course, he brings about the scariest, most heartbreaking situations, where we would have never expected he would do that. But those triggers are preordained by us before entering Earth. So remember, guys, if you are a real twin flame, remember, the journey is so much more. So with that, I hope you have enjoyed today's collective reading, because it's truly shattering the illusion and accepting who you are. And with the upcoming portal, the 197 portal, everything is just heating up. So if you haven't booked your spot yet, do book your spot. With that, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's channeling, because your divine masculine basically wants to say this. Even though he has been the tough teacher, he can't do it anymore, because he loves you too much to even cause you a little bit of hurt. So with that, so much blessings to you all, and thank you all for watching and your support and your appreciation and your loving comments always. Truly honored. Take care and bye-bye.